Hello and welcome to episode 13 of the Nora Podcast. My name is Noor and I'm a knitter, sewist, all-round chaotic person, and I live in Amsterdam, and this is a normal installment of my podcast. You might have seen my festive vlogs of the last couple weeks, which is kind of my interpretation of Vlogmas, but just the idea of having to vlog every day was a bit overwhelming, so I just did some weekly vlogs. I hope you had a good Christmas if you celebrate, or Yuletide, or solstice, or just some nice days, and I thought we could just jump right in. Yeah. I am only wearing hand knit socks. Let's see if I can show you them. Ta-da! They are the Rustic cable sock by Inga from Knitting Traditions. Never know if it's with the S or without. And they were the first time I did cables. I knit them in onion sock, but the wool's kind of going funny. There's white stuff coming off. I don't know. Yeah, so I have some finished objects with some more details than you maybe saw in festive vlogs. I have some works in progress. I have, oh, that's a card. I thought I might show you what I got in my advent altogether and my plans for it, and some acquisitions that you also maybe already saw, but then with some more details. I am going to put chapters into this vlog, so if you hover your mouse over the progress bar, you can kind of skip around if you want to. And most of the things I talk about will be linked down in the description box below. If I forgot, please leave me a comment and I can probably help you out. Alright. Hope you have some tea. That's the cat. We'll wait. I hope you have something warm or cold to keep you company. And if you're in the US, I hope you're keeping safe with all the ice storms and stuff. That stuff sounded very dramatic, I have to say. So I hope you're either warm or appropriately cold. Alright, let's start. There's a lot of socks in this episode, I have to warn you. So the first thing that I want to show you are my finished socks that I knit for my husband. I knit them in this yarn, which I got on Texel, which is a little island above the Netherlands. You might be familiar with Texel wool or yarn or sheep, but that's where they come from. And I got this there last year, I think, and it's really cool because this is the label, and then here you can see from which village the sheep come from, which I thought was really cool. It is 180 meters per 100 grams. That makes it Aran, I think. They recommend a needle size 5 to 6 millimeters, but what I did, I kind of freestyled these, and I used 4 millimeter needles, magic loop. I cast on 40 stitches, and then I just kind of did one by one ribbing for a bit, And then I went to 3x1 ribbing for the leg, and I carried that into the foot. I did Morshel heel, old Norwegian heel from a pattern. Oh, actually from Inga from Knitting Traditions. Stole that heel, kind of winked the foot, and then at the point I thought, oh, I should really try these on my husband to see when I should start the toe decreases. I needed to do the toe decreases, and I just did what do you call this toe? A wedge toe? I'm not sure if they're both exactly the same, because I forgot to write down what I did here and I can't really tell. But I decreased on both sides on top and bottom, so 4 decreases per row, and then sometimes I did 2 normal rows and sometimes I did 1 normal row, and then I kind of tried to replicate it on the second one and it works. And they were finished by Christmas, which was really nice, and the husband loves them. They're absolutely not made to be worn in boots or shoes, but they're just, excuse me, they're just around the house socks to keep warm, and I hope they'll hold up. It didn't take that much time to make, so I can always knit up some new ones. Yeah, so that's finished object 1. Let's put you somewhere you will probably fall. Also, it's the 3rd day of Christmas. The 3rd day of Christmas. Here in the Netherlands, we celebrate Christmas Eve, 1st day of Christmas, and 2nd day of Christmas. And then where I'm from, there's even 3rd day of Christmas, but I think that's just an excuse to get an extra day off. So I suppose that this is our Boxing Day. I don't know, people work now, but I have a midwife appointment in like an hour. If you hear some yelling, it's my cat who's being very dramatic. I don't know why. Second thing I finished are my socks. They are knit up in a sock set that I got from Woolly Mammoth Fiber Company. It's always tripping hazard for me, that word. In her natural sock, which is 50% BFL and 50% Romney or something. I lost the label, I'm not sure. But as you might be able to tell, so this comes with 100 gram skein and then a 20 gram mini, and a 20 gram mini is exactly not enough for the way I do my heel, cuffs and toes. So I did this with a 2x2 rib, 20 rows, which is about 4 centimeters, an inch and a half, 2 inches, heel flap and gusset, and then also a little wedge toe. I kind of follow Melody Hoffman's basic recipe for socks, which she put on YouTube for free. It's how I learned to knit socks. Knit them on 2.25 millimeters, but next time for this wool, and I have more of this, I will go down to 2 millimeters, I think, because this is a no nylon sock yarn, and I think that would be better. So, lesson learned, 20 grams is not enough to finish a toe on 2 pairs of socks, but that's okay. Now that I've shown them to you, I can wear them. Very excited for that. Alright, then on to oh, yeah, and I thought that I would weigh my stuff so I can kind of either work out how much I can do with the leftovers or how much it cost me. I think this sock set cost me about 30 euros, which got me 1 pair of socks, and then I have 58 grams left, which means that all of this was 42 grams plus the 20 gram mini. So if I have another contrast color, I can make another pair of socks with this easily, which is nice. So they cost me about 18 euros, I think, to make, which is both a lot of money and also not, well, no, it's a lot of money, but it's really nice yarn. Then I have two more finished objects, but they're both baby related, so I thought I'd corral them together. The first one is this one. It's the Selma baby suit by Petit Knit. Well, it's not completely finished because I still have to add buttons, but the buttons are upstairs and I need to go upstairs. So this is the baby suit, and it has these cute like fold over cuff thingies, so you can protect little hands, little legs as well. There's buttonholes that they're just like yarn overs. I knit it up in Drops Air in the color sea grass, sea green, sea something, in the size 0 to 3 months old. I did the raglan increases for one extra round, just because my gauge was 1 stitch off, so I wanted to be sure that it would at least fit in the first couple months, because we are, if you didn't know, I'm pregnant. Baby is due in 2 weeks, week and a half. Oh my. So we're having a winter baby, so I thought a pram suit or a sleep suit would be nice. So yeah, I added an extra raglan increase, and I used 206 grams, and that's not including the gauge swatch. So I broke into my 5th skein. I got the wool in sale, and it cost me €2.50 per ball in the sale, or €3. Let's say €2.50. So this was about €15. I have 2 balls plus the 5th skein left. No, I have 2 balls left because I bought 6. So this was quite affordable. It's designed in Camarosa Snefnook, which is a pretty expensive yarn. If I'd bought that, it would have run me about €60, which I think is a lot of money. It's also reasonable, but it's also a lot of money. So yeah, a sleep suit. Also, can't believe that there's going to be a baby coming out of me that will eventually fit this. Creepy. Okay. No existential crises today. I'll save that for another day. Let's take a sip. Alright. Then I also made the baby some baby capes. Sammy, what is it? The cat is being dramatic. So you might know that I have an Etsy shop, and that I actually sell baby capes, but I hadn't made my own some baby capes, so I did that, and I used just all leftovers that I had in my inventory. So it's just a baby towel with a hood. This is the back. I always add like a contrast stripe because the jersey fabric that I use is not as wide as the toweling fabric that I use. So where I can get 2 towels from the width, I can get like 1 and a bit from the jersey. So I always add like a fun, well, this one isn't very fun, but it's complementary. And then the hood is lined with, I think it's called wellness fleece, which is just incredibly soft. And I also intend to make one completely made out of the wellness fleece, not as a towel, but just as a wrap because I'm also supposed to have a baby wrap, which is somehow different from a baby cape. Babies. So this is one, and I also made one with sharks, because electric sharks, why not? So that's all my finished objects. I think you will have seen all the gift knits that I made. I made the Yedra mitts like 4 times, and a ribbed Taylor's ribbed beanie. A beanie for my my brother and his son, so my nephew. He refused to put it on, of course, the nephew. He doesn't like hats, but he got one anyways because his mom asked for it. Yeah. Alright. Then, on to works in progress. I actually need to move because I think I left it over there. Yes. Hold on. This is actually halfway between a finished object and a work in progress, because I finished one sock and I haven't cast on the second one yet. Oh, there's floof. There's leather floof on it. Well, this is another sock for me. It seems very small, but it fits. I wear a European size 39, which is American 6? Not sure, but I put them on and they fit. So I'm knitting it up in, let's see, I forgot. A Room of My Own, a Susan Crawford collection, hand dyed in Lancashire Hills. I bought it at Stephen and Penelope. It's the base is Bloom sock in the color Undergrowth, which is 70% blue faced Leicester and 25% nylon. And then I'm using a contrasting mini. Actually, this mini is 25 grams, which leads me to believe that I'll have plenty for the contrast. But I feel like I have so much more left over after one sock than I did after making the other socks. Should have weighed it, but I don't know. I'm using the same needle, but this yarn does feel a bit more plump than, oh, it doesn't fit back as it's supposed to. Feels a bit more plump than the other yarn. I don't know. It does have nylon, maybe that's the difference? Not sure. I've noticed that I really like having a pair of socks on the go, just because it's the right kind of mindless. Also knitting them on these Magic Loop 2.25 metal chowgo needles. Actually, I bent one. I think I sat on it. I did buy the 2mm ones, but I thought because this has nylon and it seems a bit more plump, it was fine to do it on these. Let's put you somewhere safe. Then my next work in progress is the Winter Beach Cardi. I'm not stranded. Oh, that's weird hair. Oh, that's more weird hair. My hair has been in rolls and buns yesterday, so it's a bit like wavy, curly, don't know what's going on. So I started a Winter Beach Cardi, which was great fun. This is where I'm at. Hold on. So I really like those cables, but now I'm at the point where I have to put in an afterthought pocket. And I think I worked out how to do it. There's also instructions. There's also a video instruction, I think, which I still have to watch. But it's just I'm kind of scared. So I kind of stopped working on it because I'm unsure. But I think today is the day that I will continue, because I just have to see somebody do it. So I need a video or something and then I'll be fine. It's lifelines and waste yarn, and I didn't really understand the difference between lifelines and waste yarn. Well, I'll watch a video. It'll be fine, I think. If you have great instructional videos on YouTube for afterthought pockets, and maybe specifically for the Winter Beach Cardi, that would be great. But yeah, it's going great. I'm doing it in drops soft tweed, 4.5 mil needles. It's a pattern by Andrea Mowry of Dre Knits, and so far so good. As long as I can get myself to do the afterthought pockets, because I want the pockets. It's just that I'm scared to do the pockets. And while baby is not here, I have time to work on this. And I can imagine that once baby is here, I might not have the brain space to do like cables and moss stitch and stuff. So let's kind of try and we'll just dump it over there. It's fine. The last work in progress that's actually on the needles lives in my Studio Solas bag from the Advent from last year. It's also Studio Solas yarn, but not from the Advent. It is my no frills sweater that you haven't seen in a while because I haven't really worked on it. My cat is very weird. I'm almost past the raglan increases, but somehow I haven't really worked on it, and I'm not sure if it's a combination of needles and yarn or if it's just too much stockinette, although with the socks I love doing the stockinette, so I'm not sure, but I'm gonna make an effort to at least split for sleeves, because then that way I can just knit without doing anything work, just centimeters. We'll wait for the stroke and the cat. It is sometime later. Had the midwife appointment. Baby is all good, and there is slightly less noise outside. We do have the added weirdness of the husband being in the living room, but it's fine. Alright, so I think I was talking about the no frills and why I'm not really making any progress on it. Still not sure. I think it'll be better once I split for the sleeves and I can just knit. It might also just be the combination of how the yarn feels and the needles. And do you ever have that, like a project that should be great, nothing is really going wrong, but it just doesn't really excite you? Don't know. Alright. Oh, that's actually the last of the work in progresses, which leads us to acquisitions. I think we'll do the acquisitions first, and then we'll look at the Advent, because there were 3 days that I didn't show in my festive vlogs, and I want to pick your brain. So first off, I got an order in from Woollentwine fiber from Julia. She did a shop update a couple weeks ago with some unspun yarn and sock yarns, and I'm sorry if you've already seen this. You can skip over it with chapters. This beauty. This is a sock yarn. It's a Corriedale sock, 100% Corriedale. It has a high twist, so it's a sock yarn. It's 100 grams, and it smells delicious. If you're into smelling yarn, this is a good yarn to smell. And should be 2 pairs of socks once I find a good contrast color. So really excited about that. And then I also got, let's grab this one. Whoop. Six plates of this gorgeous unspun yarn. It is a blend from local sheep, and I'm not going to try to pronounce German again because my German has gone away. And I think, so this is the linen colorway, and Yule did a podcast talking all about her unspun, and she also gave a recommendation for an mohair silk from Knitting for Olive with a color match. So I think I'll just get some of that, and then I want to make the field day cardigan, and I might actually move quite quickly on that so I can cast it on maybe before baby gets here, and then it's easier to pick it up if it's already started. I don't know. So that was the first batch. I went on a bit of a treat yourself rampage. Then, in festive vlog number 2 or 3, I don't know. In a festive vlog, I visited Stephen and Penelope because that is a very local to me yarn shop. It's actually really funny because somebody commented, oh, there's kids outside. Somebody commented that she couldn't believe that she beat me to Stephen and Penelope. She's been there 3 times already, and she lives on the west coast of America, or the USA. But I think it's one of those things where, because it's so close to me, I could always go. You know, if you always can do something, you usually don't. Or at least that's true for me. But the visit was really fun. My husband came along. It was really nice. So if you want to see some snippets of Stephen and Penelope, head to festive vlog 3. Yeah, but I got some stuff there. I got this magazine book, mini palm, and I got these 2 a room of one's own, or my own, British wool fingering in the color Rusty Tractor. And I want to make a mini, what is it called? Yeah, a mini wood warrior. This one. So there's plans for these 2. It should be just enough for 1 sweater. Then I got myself, so La Bien-Aimée is like, it sort of had cult status, but it's all superwash. But I couldn't leave this. Look at it. Look at it. This is the super sock, I think it's called. Yeah, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 425 meters per 100 grams. So it's a tiny bit thinner, and I think I'll knit them up in 2mm needles and make some socks with them, with some contrasting heels, toes, and cuffs. Then I have another mini from the room of my own sock yarn for contrast, 25 grams, which is the, what was it, 75% BFL and 25% nylon, and this color is called Glimpse of the Sea, and I think you can see why. And then the last thing I got at Stephen and Penelope is this one. It is 80% superwash merino and 20% bamboo, and I'm thinking of casting on a hot water bottle cover. Cat Weaver from Heather and Hobbs just released her Druid's Hearth cabled deliciousness, and I think I'll use this for that for this. I'll hold it double because this is fingering and it calls for decay, and I think it'll just be really nice and soft. So yeah, that was a very quick overview of all my acquisitions. I spent a lot of money. It was my Christmas present to myself. You gotta do what you gotta do. Alright, and now on to the exciting bit of my advent. So, let's see how we can organize this. I'm not going to show you like all the extra bits and bobs I got with it. You can see those in my festive vlogs if you want to, but I got this advent box from Vera from Studio Solas. It's the second time I got it. It's the second time I've loved it. And it's really fun. And the colors she makes, you'll see, it's just great. I can highly recommend it. Usually around February, between February and April somewhere, she does the pre-order, and you know, it is quite expensive. I think I spent €200 or 190 on a box, but then you get a whole lot of yarn and a lot of extra things, and it's just really fun. And I just love supporting, you know, small business that does things in a way that are sort of good for the earth. Okay, so I have a plan, but first I'll give you an overview of all the yarns. It's a lot. Here we go, here we go, here we go. I think that's all. Alright, I also got this bag. Beautiful bag. Okay. I don't know how to show you it so much. I'm just gonna make a bunch. Yeah. I'm gonna make a humongous bunch. So my plan, I'll show you first, then I'll talk about my plan. Alright. Ready? Oh! It's so good. So, what I was thinking is, and I'm looking at it, I'm trying to see if it's a good idea. What I could do, because there are, if we select like the purples, so this is a very nice combination, and then we have these. These work well, and then maybe I could go like, this is a bit like painting really. So I was thinking if we have these colors, so what I was thinking is I could do a ranunculus like the one I did before, but then bigger, slightly bigger, because I did that at 100 grams, and that was like, it was a challenge, and it fit. It used to fit me, but I think if I do like a color gradient, I just make like a humongous ball of yarn with like magic knots, so I can just keep knitting, and then in this bouquet, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's 240 grams. So that's 2 skeins. And then I can always add, like, I have a full skein of this yarn in like a blue, so I can always like add the sleeves maybe in just the one blue. But wouldn't that be nice? And then I have a whole palette left of, I'll also show you with the pretty sides. These also go really well together, I think. So much yarn. So this is the palette left over, and well, maybe I'll take out the red, but let's see. Isn't that pretty? I think it's really pretty. So I'm very happy with all these. Let me organize. Yeah, I might just decide on a color like order and just cast this, or at least make the ball today. I think that would be good, because then I can start whenever I have an urge. Alright. Oh, there's banging now. Oh, no. Let's do it like this. Yes. Oh, I thought I had a project here. Well, I'll work on this. So, I wanted to do a little festive vlog wrap up. So, if you're not into personal chatter or banging from downstairs, that's fine. I'll see you next time. But if you've seen my festive vlogs, you'll know that my December has been very relaxed because of baby and stuff. Christmas was really good. I hope your Christmas was really good. On Christmas Eve, we went to my uncle and aunt. They live in Limburg, which is at the other side of the country, which is a 2-hour drive. But you know, the Netherlands quite small. So we had Christmas Eve there with his family and my parents and my husband, and then Christmas Day my parents drove me back, and we just had a very relaxed Christmas Day at home. And then the second day of Christmas, which is a thing, as I already said, in the Netherlands, we went to my parents-in-law, and we celebrated there with presents and a lovely dinner. It was really nice, but I was very tired and the belly was very tired. I was having, what do you call them? Braxton Higgs, like the practice stuff. Your belly getting very hard. So yeah, the rest of the year, which is like a week, we do have some things planned. Tomorrow I'm gonna play D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, with my colleagues, and on New Year's Eve we're probably having a little get together with friends here. I'm a bit lazy. I love having gatherings here with our friends, especially like my husband's friends. Well, I like gathering with my friends too, but with my husband's friends, who I've known for years and are also my friends, when I'm tired, I can just say, guys, good night, I'm going to bed, which is great. I am going to try and make it to 12 o'clock, but you never know. And what else? Somebody commented the other day that I'm a bit like a cat, because so this is a bay window and there's windows on this side, that side, and that side, and there's so much to see here that every time like I have to look what's going on. I don't mind being compared to a cat. I think it's a very high compliment. So yeah, other than that, I hope that if you celebrate Christmas, that you had a lovely Christmas, And if you celebrate New Year's Eve, that it's fun. They always seem to be they used to be a bit of a letdown for me when I was like in my 20s. Because I always thought, oh, you have to have the perfect party and go out. And I want to chill at home, maybe watch a movie, play some games with friends, and then that's fine. Actually, in Amsterdam this year, there's a fireworks ban, which makes me quite happy because I have very bad lungs and fireworks and air quality is not a good combination. So I think there's going to be an laser fireworks show in some places in the city. And we might be able to see the one close to here, or we might walk outside and go watch. But yeah, I think professional fireworks are really cool, but people spend so much money on is that what you call commercial fireworks? And they're just a bit of a letdown, I think, personally. Let me know what you are doing New Year's. Are you doing a New Year's cast on? Or did you do a Christmas cast on? I know that last year I did a New Year's cast on of, these socks, actually, I think. Also, the podcast is almost a year old. Because I started it in January of 2022, I think. But I don't think there's going to be a podcast on the day of the anniversary, because that's probably when baby is here or almost here. And I'm not sure how... I'm sure I will continue the podcast because I really like doing it and editing and connecting with all you guys. It's really fun because it's quite a solitary hobby, knitting and sewing. And it's really nice to just have this group of people to share it with. But yeah, I don't know when the next episode will be. My life is going to change. And not, because I'm still going to be me. But, I don't know. So, if you haven't seen the festive vlogs already and you like this kind of chatter, go watch them. If you don't like it, don't watch them. And I hope to see you soon. I wish you a happy new year. I hope if you celebrated that you had a nice Christmas or Yuletide or solstice. And may the knitting be ever in your favor. Yeah. And I'll see you next time.